You were told that AI was going to supercharge productivity and usher humanity into a golden age utopia. You were lied to. AI is a weapon, and it's being pointed directly at you. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what I mean by that. Now, the villain holding this weapon isn't big government, it's not some Dr. Evil character inside of a volcano, it's giant corporations. And the mission is simple: maximize monetization. They want to extract every last nickel out of your pocket, and they don't care if they enshittify your life along the way. Now today, I want to explore some of the most infuriating ways this is happening. First, we'll take a look at the grocery store, where AI shopping carts will be building a profile on you to figure out just how much they can extract on your favorite products, right down to the exact amount they think you're willing to pay. If you thought dynamic pricing was bad, this is going to be 10 times worse. Then, we'll take a look at AI customer service bots that corporations have recently been rolling out. Their goal is to stymie your refund and support requests with an infuriating statistic called the deflection rate. Literally, their goal is to make you give up. Then, we'll take a look at insurance companies who are using AI to reject legitimate claims and increase their bottom line. They actually have a tool so dystopian and messed up that I'm referring to it as the evil dial. Now, when they get called out for this, they just point to the robot as the scapegoat and say, "Whoops, sorry about that." They're not sorry. Finally, we're going to take a look at how AI is destroying one of the greatest inventions and resources mankind ever created: the internet. It's being slopified while ripping away the credibility and authenticity that once existed there. With that said, guys, let's get right into it. Let me show you all the ways that big corporations are using AI to enshittify your life and extract every last dollar out of your pocket. While everyone else was busy arguing about AGI, let me show you what's happening right now at the grocery stores. Let me introduce you to something called caper carts. These are AI smart carts made by Instacart, and they've already been rolled out in more than 100 cities. You can find them in grocery stores like Kroger or ShopRite, and more chains are signing up every quarter. These carts are loaded to the gills with AI surveillance. They have camera sensors watching the basket and you. There's a scale, there's a location tracking system following you aisle by aisle, and the computer vision recognizes every product on site, and Instacart says the AI behind it was trained on over 1.6 billion grocery orders. The cart instantly scans every item you put in and take out. It knows what you grabbed, and it knows what you put back. It knows where you stopped and how long you browsed and thought about every single item. The cart is profiling you from every angle, and on top of that, you're forced to log in just in order to use the cart so it knows who you are, and every bit of data goes into your customer profile. Then the machine goes to work on you, hitting you with targeted ads and offers on the cart screen at the exact moment the model thinks you're most likely to cave in and pay more. Instacart actually calls the cart an additional monetization surface. Now, if you thought AI grocery carts were bad, get ready for AI shelves. The era of paper price tags and one price for everyone is officially ending. The replacement is digital shelf labels. These are little screens where the paper price tag used to be, and the price on them can be changed in seconds for every product in a store from one central computer. Nearly 1 in 4 Kroger stores already has them. Walmart is putting them in all 4,600 of its US stores by the end of this year. No one spends that kind of money replacing cheap paper price tags unless they know this upgrade is going to make them a lot of money. Which brings me to the partnership Kroger signed with a company whose entire product is AI-powered dynamic pricing. Quick explainer if you've never heard the term. Dynamic pricing means that the price isn't fixed anymore. An AI adjusts the price on the fly based on demand, time of day, weather, inventory, whatever squeezes out the maximum profit from the customer. It's the same as the airline ticket model. When seats are scarce, the price goes up. It's the same reason that an Uber costs triple in the rain. Now picture that same pricing model pointed at your grocery cart. Back to Kroger, because There were also reported plans, which Kruger denies, to put cameras inside those shelf displays. Cameras that read your face, guess your age and gender, and adjust the price you pay based on who they think you are. They want cameras in the shelf reading your face while you buy cereal to decide if they can mark it up another 10%. Guys, here's where this is all heading. The price tag itself is dying. In the near future, there's no price on the shelf at all. You put the item in your cart and the app tells you your individual price. Your buddy grabs the same item across town and he pays a totally different price because the AI decided he wanted it less than you do. Walmart has already patented the technology for this. Machine learning systems that update prices automatically, and my personal favorite, a cart handle that reads your heart rate and grip while you shop. The cart is going to take your pulse and see how excited you are about your favorite products, and if you're excited, price goes up, baby. This is what they're really using AI for. So tell me this technology isn't being weaponized against you. Tell me how any of this makes life better for regular people. It only benefits the billionaires who own these stores and the AI companies selling them the ammunition for this weapon. They're extracting, guys, and the weapon is aimed directly at your food budget now. But it gets worse, because next, I'm gonna take a look at how AI is being used to actively screw over customers after they've already handed over their money and made a purchase. You bought the product, something went wrong, and now you need support or a refund, but guess what? There's an AI standing between you and what you're owed. Placed there on purpose to make sure you never collect what's rightfully yours. We've all been there before. You buy something, it breaks, you got overcharged, you need a refund, whatever it might be. You head over to the company's website or you call their hotline. But rather than reaching a human, you are forced to interact with an AI chatbot. Now, you know that bot is going to be useless. You know it's going to waste your time. But here's the part that should really piss you off. The company knows the bot is useless as well, and that is exactly why they're forcing you to interact with it. You see, the AI support industry has an official metric for these bots, and it's called the deflection rate. The deflection rate measures the percentage of customers that the bot is able to block from ever reaching a human being, and these companies are trying to push that number up. Guys, this is what's happening with AI. Now, this might sound illegal or made up, but go take a look at the websites of these chatbot vendors like Zendesk or Intercom. They're actually bragging about deflection rate increases right on their own websites. Every time you get frustrated, swear at the bot, hang up, these companies are counting that as a win. I'll be honest with you guys. I've been stuck with these bots plenty of times myself, and personally, I try to never hang up because I know exactly what they're trying to do to me, but I do get why people give up. When it's a $20 refund, waiting on hold or dealing with a chatbot for literal hours just isn't worth it. Your time is more valuable than that, and that's exactly what these companies are counting on to increase their deflection rate. They've done the math on your frustration, and the bot is there to make walking away from your own money feel like the only smart choice left. That deflection rate that you've never heard about until today, it's a weapon, and it's pointed directly at you once again using AI. It's here to enshittify your life on a level that should probably make your blood boil. Now, the federal government has even confirmed all of this. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the government watchdog that polices the banks, put out a report on the AI chatbots that banks are forcing on their customers. The report describes exactly what we're talking about. Bots trapping people in doom loops, endless circles of repetitive, useless jargon with no way to reach a human being. Sound familiar, guys? The watchdog found that every single one of the 10 biggest banks in America is already running these chatbots. Not only that, but 1/3 of the US population has already been forced to deal with one. Now, these bots give out wrong answers about people's money, they fail to recognize when a customer is legally disputing a charge, and they block people from getting human help. The government even warned that these bots can put banks in violation of federal law. These bots are being used by your bank, your phone company, everything in your life now, and every single one of these bots is working at the same metric: increase the deflection rate. Now, let's take a look at how they're pointing this weapon directly at your health. Let me tell you about a company you've probably never heard of called Evicor, and I swear I'm not making this name up. It's literally one letter away from evil core, and honestly, that's what I'm gonna be calling it because you're about to see just how well the name fits. Now, if you have health insurance in America, there's a real chance evil core controls your medical care because the big insurance companies pay it to handle their approvals. 1 in 3 insured Americans fall under evil core. Here's how it works. Your doctor decides that you need a test or a treatment, and before you can get it, the request goes to evil core, where the first thing that touches it is an AI. That AI is the gatekeeper of your healthcare. It looks at the request and makes a decision. Wave you through and grant your request, or pull you out of line and feed you into the denial pipeline, where you get bounced around, second-guessed, and pushed toward cheaper care until eventually you either give up or get rejected. Now here's the truly evil part, and this comes from a recent investigation by ProPublica. Evil core controls how many people the AI pulls out of line, and insiders literally call it the dial. So evil core has a dial that they can crank up or down to essentially make more or less money for insurance companies. Now let's call it the evil dial, because why not? Hey, we're just here having fun, right guys? Now when an insurance client complains that it isn't saving enough money, evil core cranks the dial all the way to the right, and the AI starts pulling more and more people out of line, and the denials go up. That's it. That's how the system works. Your treatment got rejected because a knob got turned at a company you've never heard of that literally encapsulates some James Bond villain type shit. In case you're wondering whether this is really about money, here's Evil Core's own sales pitch to the insurance companies. For every $1 an insurer pays to Evil Core in fees, Evil Core makes $3 of doctor-ordered medical care disappear. They're not selling healthcare, they're selling bulk denials, and business is booming. If that doesn't piss you off, maybe this story will. Check it out. ProPublica told a story about John Cupp, a 61-year-old welder from Ohio whose doctor ordered a heart scan because he was showing signs of serious heart trouble. The system from Evil Core said no. It said try a cheaper test first. His doctor objected, and the answer was still no. It took 3 months of fighting before he finally got the scan approved, and it showed major problems with the blood flow to his heart. He died of cardiac arrest the very next day. Cardiologists told ProPublica that if he'd had gotten the scan when his doctor first asked for it, he would have most likely survived. But sadly for John, the evil dial was cranked all the way up that day, and he died. Real people are dying because of AI, guys, just so some billionaire can have a little more money in his pocket. I don't see how anyone in their right mind could be okay with this. But Evil Core isn't some rogue company either. This is the standard industry playbook for insurance companies in 2026, and I want to show you another horrific example of just how they're using AI to screw the average person. United Healthcare, the biggest insurance company in America, is fighting a massive class action lawsuit right now over an AI called NH-Predict. Now, NH-Predict was allegedly used to decide when to cut off care for elderly patients recovering in nursing homes and rehab facilities. The lawsuit dug up 2 numbers that expose the entire scam. Here's the first one. When patients actually fought their denials and appealed, over 90% of those denials got overturned. 9 out of 10 times someone challenged the AI turned out to have been wrong. So the obvious question is, why on earth would a company keep running a machine that's wrong 9 times out of 10? Well, the second number tells you everything you need to know. Only 0.2% of denied patients ever appeal. That's 2 people out of every 1,000. The other 998 open the denial letter, believe what it says, and give up. The machine can be wrong all day long and still print money because almost nobody fights back. The lawsuit even says United Health pressured its own staff to keep patients' care matching whatever the AI predicted, no matter what the doctor said. Your doctor had an opinion, but the machine had a quota, and the quota won. And here's the icing on the cake for these greedy companies. You see, AI is the perfect fall guy. You can't point at a human scumbag anymore. There's no human to blame. They can all just say, whoops, sorry, it was an AI mistake, whoopsie. Suddenly it feels like there's nothing you can do. You just shrug and say, oh well, I guess an AI screwed up, what can I do? And you move on, because there's no face to point at and say he's the bad guy. They're doing this on purpose. The whole point of the machine is that a machine can't be shamed. It exists to cheat you, frustrate you, and grind you down until you surrender, roll over, and say, this is just too frustrating. I can't deal with this anymore. Just keep my money. It isn't worth the annoyance. That's the real impact AI is having on your life. It's enshittifying every single service. So I want you to tell me, is all of this worth it for a chatbot that writes your emails and bounces a couple of ideas around? Is it really enriching your life that much? Ask yourself that question. But of course, it continues to get worse. Because in the next section, I'm gonna show you how the greatest invention humanity ever created, and no, it's not AI, is being screwed by AI. Now let's talk about the biggest thing that AI has actually accomplished, and that's killing the internet. I wanna start with search, because search is dead, and I mean that literally. When you Google something today, the first thing you see isn't a website anymore. It's an AI-generated answer sitting at the top of the page, and it looks like it has exactly what you're looking for. There are two huge problems with that. Problem number one, you have no idea if it's hallucinating. Problem number two, you're Googling the question because you don't know the answer, which means that you're in no position to catch the LLM when it does actually hallucinate, which is often. So you read the confident AI answer and you accept it as fact, and then you move on with your day with wrong information encoded into your head. Now this is happening constantly. Just a couple of weeks ago, Google was telling the world that Jim Carrey was dead. Now he's not dead, he's totally fine. Google's search page showed a date of death and his whole biography written in past tense. It's gotten so bad that a solar company in Minnesota is now suing Google because Gemini was telling potential customers that the state attorney general was suing them for fraud. Now that lawsuit never existed. The AI completely hallucinated it, and it told everyone who was searching for the company, including real customers, and they freaked out and walked away. That's your new front page of the internet, guys. A confident, frequent liar that you're not equipped to fact check properly. That feeds into the bigger problem. You can't trust information on the internet anymore, period. If you've watched my LLM video, you already know how this works. AI outputs are always confident. They're literally coded to act that way. The AI always thinks it's right, and it delivers every answer with complete authority, and it's frequently just outright wrong. Now spread that across everything you read and watch. That talking head on TikTok who presents himself as a finance expert, or a health expert, or even a history expert, these so-called experts almost never wrote a word of what they're saying. They're chumps reading a ChatGPT script with no idea what any of it actually means. You think you're getting expert information, but you're actually getting AI slop dressed up in a human costume. Here's the problem with all of this though. In order to spot these hallucinations, you have to already be an expert on the subject. And if you were an expert, you wouldn't be watching some guy on TikTok explain it in the first place. So the slop just perpetuates. It sounds correct, and down the garden path everyone goes. And that brings me to the last line of defense. The one place on the internet where you used to be able to find the truth. The comment section. It used to work like this. If the video was wrong, if the article was garbage, the top comment would always be the one calling it out, voted up there by hundreds of real people who could see what was going wrong. The comments were the crowd fact-checking the content. Those days are over, because the crowd isn't real anymore. Bots write the comments, and bots vote on the comments. On Reddit, on Instagram, and right here on YouTube. I'll give you an example from YouTube, because I've seen this happen a few times. A video starts trending, and a comment appears under it saying something like, "Great video. But do you know what really changed my life? It was this book. Here's what it's called." Then a swarm of bots vote that comment all the way to the top and fill the replies with, "Wow, you're so right, I love that book, it changed my life." So when the average person scrolls by and they see the most liked comment under a popular video with everyone agreeing, your brain does the natural thing. Wow, this book must really be something. I better check it out. And I've fallen for this myself, guys, back when I was a bit more naive. But it's a trick. It's a scam run by some scumbag marketer with a click farm. Even the people who built this mess admit it. Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, the guy whose company flooded the internet with AI in the first place, he took a look at a Reddit thread full of people praising his own product and publicly said he assumes it's all just bots. This is dead internet theory playing out in real time. Most of what you see online now is slop written by machines and comments voted up by machines. And unless you have real experience with AI, you're gonna have a hard time spotting it. You'll just scroll along with the slop blinders on, consuming garbage, trusting bot comments, and being monetized like a mindless AI zombie consumer. The internet was the greatest invention for human connection and knowledge sharing in the history of our species, and in especially the last 3 years, AI has turned it into an ocean of fake content, scams, bots, and endless advertisements. If you were around like I was in the early days of the internet and the early days of YouTube, I think you can feel it so much more. Authenticity from the internet is dead. It's now just a corporate AI slop shithole filled with garbage. It's sad, sad times, guys, and I honestly want to say rest in peace to the internet. AI is failing everywhere you look. The only thing it does successfully is screw people over and enshittify our world. I want to bring you back to what I said at the very beginning. AI is a weapon, and now you've seen it in action for yourself. It's being pointed at you at the grocery store. You're being targeted with deflection rates from AI chatbots. The insurance companies are pointing it directly at your health. Every single actual deployment of AI in the real world is making your life worse and moving money out of your pocket and up into billionaires. The weapon is doing exactly what it was built to do. Meanwhile, we still have people out here believing the propaganda. They think AI is about to usher in a golden age utopia with UBI for everybody, all of science discovered, cancer cured, the whole fantasy. Guys, that story is the marketing campaign for the weapon. It exists so you keep tolerating the attack while it's happening. None of those BS promises are actually coming. But here is what actually is coming. The mega rich are going to get mega richer. Your services are going to get enshittified. Your bank account will keep shrinking. And the greedy scumbags at the top, this billionaire and trillionaire class, will not stop until there's nothing left to take and their ROI hits absolute peak maximum. They don't care about you. Trickle down was always a lie. The real system is trickle up. And AI is the most efficient trickle up machine ever built. Now, I was an early adopter of AI. I've lived through the entire cycle and I'm done. I don't want to see AI anywhere anymore, and I think a lot of you are close behind me. If you already feel the same way, drop a comment and let me know, because I believe the AI backlash is coming and I can honestly feel it in my bones. So here's my plan for pushing back. If my telecom adds AI customer support, I'm switching. If my supermarket adds AI stalker carts, I'm shopping somewhere else. If I hear my insurance company is using AI to evaluate claims, I'm switching insurance companies immediately. In today's society, the most powerful vote you have is with your dollars. And if you want to hurt a company that's enshittifying its services, hit them where it hurts. Hit them in the bank account. Switch, boycott, walk away. That's what I'm doing. Now, if you think that's a good idea, let me know in the comments, because I'm considering building a free resource that shows everybody the most human-friendly companies in every sector. From grocery stores to telecoms, I'm talking about companies that don't use AI at all. Companies that embrace human creativity. They hire human workers. They promote human creativity in their art, marketing, and business. If you want to push back with me, let's talk in the comments and let's see if we can build this resource together. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Drop me a comment if you're as pissed about AI as I am. And if you've watched this far, seriously, it should probably be everybody. All right. Thanks to everyone who watched. I really appreciate you guys. Have a great day. See you later. Bye-bye.